Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Oluwaseun. First, I would like to say I'm so sorry for being gone for a while now. I know it's just that when it gets to December period, I just lose all motivation. I don't want to do anything. I just want to sleep, wake up, eat, watch movie. That is what I want to do at that time. I lose motivation. I'm exhausted. I'm tired from working from January. So that was what happened basically. And now I'm back. I'm better. I'm more motivated. And before I move to the topic of today, I need to say thank you to my very good friend Joanne. I'm going to put the name of our YouTube channel up on the screen. Joanne, thank you. She will never let me rest. She will always say, "Show where's the video? Show where's the video?" So thank you so much, Joanne. Thank you so much. Oh my God, I forgot. I actually want to say Happy New Year to everybody that will be watching this video. Happy New Year, and I pray that the Lord grant all of our heart desires, and this year is actually a very good one for us. Yes. All right, so today I'm going to be talking about credit history, credit score. I'm going to be sharing my own personal story as well, so you learn from it and you don't make the same mistake that I made. Yeah, so basically this video is kind of directed to people who plan on coming into the UK, so you kind of know way ahead what you ought to do. And the new people in the UK, maybe you've been here for about 3-4 months and you've never had what credit history or credit score, or you've been hearing it but you don't really know what it actually entails. And so yeah, this video is actually directed to those set of people. It might be your friend, your family. Just share the video, leave a comment, like, and subscribe. All right, let's jump straight into different. Number one, I think it's important for me to define what credit score is. You can call it credit score, credit history, what it is. So I'm going to be reading it from my laptop right here. It says your credit score is a report that shows your financial history. It reveals that you pay your bills on time, how much debt you owe, how many times you've applied for credit, if you've missed any payment, if you have any county court judgment against you. So it kind of just shows your history when it comes to lending, being in debt and getting loan and all of that stuff. And most of the time, living comfortably in United Kingdom falls back on having a very good credit, because you might need, it's not the time that we are always buoyant with cash. There is sometimes that we might need to apply for credit card. If your credit history, your score is bad, you might not be you might not be approved. And even if you get approved on a bad or poor credit score, it's going to be on high interest rates. Those are the disadvantages of having bad credit history. And for some people that they've got county court judgment against them. So county court judgment comes from your accounts being in default, and they will write letter to you that, oh, your account is in default. You can call them and set up a payment plan. But if you don't do all of that, you still refuse to do that, then they take that account to court, where they kind of got that county court judgment against you, and it's on your credit file. It stays on your credit file history for 6 years. It won't come off. And with having county court judgment on your credit history, oh boy, to even rent an apartment is going to be hard. It's really that bad. So you want to try as much as possible not to have that on your credit history. For me, I had default, which is still not that bad, but it is still bad, because that means when I'm applying for credit card, when I'm applying for my car finance, I was getting high interest, because they kind of see me as a bad debtor. Kind of, oh, if you can take something and you don't pay it to the extent that the account goes into default, then that means you're bad with your payment, something like that. And that is how it seems to, that is how it looks to lenders. And that is why it's important for you to have a very good credit history, credit score, whichever one that you want to call it. So yeah, that brings me to sharing my own story with you. At the time, you all know, okay, if you don't know, I got into the UK on the study route. So I came into the UK to do my master's then. And towards the end of my schooling, I knew I had to go back to Nigeria because I'm not going to stay back. I knew I had to go back to Nigeria. So I saw some of my friends, they were going into shops and getting phone, tablets, and all other stuffs on credit. So I thought, this is a good idea. And basically, I think I just followed multitude to do evil, to be honest with you. So I went into car phone warehouse, if I remember very well, and applied for credit. At the time, I had a very good credit because I applied for SIM, proud that, and I was paying maybe £10 or £12 on that. So I'd never missed payment. When they checked my credit, it was good. So I got the phone, the latest Samsung. I was very phone freak back then. So I got the latest Samsung phone then. And I think I still had 2 months left on my visa. So I didn't leave the country until October. There was money in my account. I set up direct debit and they were getting the money. I set up direct debit and they were taking the money from my account. But when I got into Nigeria, I taken all my money out. There is need for me to spend money in Nigeria, of course. So there was no way that the direct debit was going to go through anymore. But I came back into the UK, I think late December. I can't remember now. And anytime, I think the first time they sent me a letter was, I kind of updated my address on eBay because I needed to order something on eBay. The next one, I think 2 days later, they sent me a letter that oh, your account, you're in arrears or something. Is it arrears now? Like, I need to bring myself up to speed to pay the money that I was owing and all of that. And I'm like, I've outsmart you people, Joe. I'm using the phone. Who is paying anymore? I'm not paying again. I couldn't be bothered, right? Each and every time that I move to a new place and I kind of update my address, they will send me a letter, right? Until they sent a letter to me, I think in 2016 or 17, I can't remember, that they are going to take me to court. Now, the next thing is that the account is in default and they want to take the court judgment against me. That was when I now woke up like, court. If I hear court, I'm always very scared. Of course, I'm like, no way, no court, please. So I called them and set up a payment plan with them. I told them, I don't have money, but I can afford to be paying you people £10 monthly. And they agreed. So I started paying the £10, and that was how they stopped the county judge thing against me, right? So, but that account is already in default. So I had a default on my credit history. At the time, I didn't feel anything about it. I wasn't going to apply for credit. I couldn't be bothered, until I think 2019, 2020. When some of my friends, newly in the UK, when they open their bank account, the bank offers them credit card, £2,000, £3,000, 5,000. New people in the UK, and I'm like, what is happening? My bank has not offered me credit. What is this? Or even overdraft, they did not offer me. That is when it now dawned on me that my credit history is actually bad. My credit score is bad because of that default marker on my credit score. See, so at the time, I didn't really know that the decision I was making was going to come back to bite me in the ass. And this is the reason why I'm making this type of video, so you learn from it. Anything that has to do with your credit history, your credit score, you just have to, you maintain a very clean slate. Try as much as possible not to have any account in default. Don't miss payment, please, because it starts by missing payment. When you keep missing payment, then they start sending you letters. Then the account goes into default, and they threaten you with CCJ. You don't want any of that. And also, you have safest marker on your credit score. It basically means that they kind of suspect you of fraud. You don't want that, because if you have that marker, it stays on your record for 6 years. Default 2 stays on your record for 6 years. CCJ 2 stays on your record for 6 years. So that means for 6 years, you're in a very tight position. To even rent a house with CCJ is difficult. You need to get a guarantor. Some letting agencies will not even take you on board at all. Meanwhile, some letting agencies are lenient. They will say, okay, go and get a guarantor. Then they can rent an apartment to you. And at the end of the day, for default self, to get a loan is difficult. And if you have CFAs as well, I should mention this. Even having car insurance, getting car insurance for your car is hard. So you want to have a very clean slate when it comes to your credit history. And I hope you're able to learn one or two things from this short story that I've shared. If your credit history is good, trust me, you will enjoy so many benefits in this country, to be very honest with you. And there's a way for you to kickstart, I mean, getting on the credit score, getting your credit score started. The first thing you have to do is you have to register yourself on the electoral register. I'm going to put a link on that in the description box below, so just click on it, you put your details in there and you submit. You can, and they kind of send you a letter, you put in your details, the number of people that are living in your house, you send it back to them, then give them some time, then you're going to update your record. And also you can go on all this free credit where you can check a credit score. You can go on Clear Score, you can go on Credit Karma. There is Experian, but you have to pay $15.99 for it. I don't advise people to go. Just use Clear Score or Credit Karma. I'm going to put a link of all of that in the description, but just put your details in there. For now, if you're new in the UK, don't worry about it. Your details, I mean, your score might be low, maybe fair or poor. Don't worry about it. It's because you're new, so you don't have any credit record history to yourself. Keeps moving on. Then you can apply for credit with all this maybe Capital One or Aqua card or Mapu card, Mapu or something card like that. And when you spend the money on your credit card, you pay it back. For example, you spend £50, pay £50 back. You use £20 to buy fuel or whatever grocery shopping. The following month, maybe month end, make sure you pay everything back. It kind of just helps you in building your credit history gradually until you find yourself in that nice position you want to be in, maybe good or very good. The ultimate aim is having excellent report. And I hope you've been able to learn one or two things from the story that I shared. Yeah, and please, if you're new, subscribe, leave a comment, like and share with your friends. And yeah, and don't worry, there are a lot of stories that I'll be sharing as well. So yeah, it's going to be a fun ride for us in 2023. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next video.